Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of Nurses Week. I hope it's been treating you well. I hope you're all getting the recognition you deserve. I want to start off and thank you all again for everything that you've done the past year, all of your nursing career. If you're about to be a nurse, thank you in advance. It's greatly needed. We're just so thankful for you all. We hope that you're having a great week and you keep getting that recognition that you deserve all year long for the rest of your nursing career. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We'd also like to thank Medical Edge Recruitment for sponsoring and celebrating with us all week long. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Vanessa on. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, everyone. We just want to say Happy Nurses Week to all of the nurses out there from the Medical Edge Recruitment team. You guys are heroes. You guys are amazing. No words can express, the gratitude and the, just everything that we feel. You guys rock.
Definitely. And Vanessa will be speaking about Medical Edge Recruitment at the end of this session. So stay tuned if you have any questions for her. She'll be here at the end answering those. So thank you so much, Vanessa, and Medical Edge for sponsoring and for coming on today. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, cut her off a little bit. Sorry, Vanessa. All right. Well, we'll also be doing 2 giveaways today. One person will win a Gypsy Nurse surprise box, or if you're living that minimalist lifestyle, we can give you an Amazon gift card of equal value. And someone else will win a Medical Edge Recruitment backpack, bottle shaker, and $25 Amazon gift card. So all you have to do to win those prizes, to be entered to win, is comment, ask questions, share, interact in the sessions. That will get you an entry. And also, if you register for Nurses Week on the gypsynurse.com, you just go to the events tab and register for Nurses Week. We'll put you entered to win. So let's bring on our next Nurses Week presenter. She is an adventure-seeking travel nurse with over 6 years of travel nurse experience. She lives full-time in her Airstream trailer with her husband, dog, and cat. She is truly living the dream. And let me bring on Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Happy Nurses Week.
Happy Nurses Week, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. If you want to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself and who you are and all that.
Sure. My name is Nicole. I'm a travel nurse. I've been a nurse for about 6 years. 2 of those years have been travel nurse experience, and it's been great. My husband and I redid an Airstream trailer so that way we could bring our pets with us, and it's been really good. I love this lifestyle, so I definitely recommend everyone to do it.
That's great advice. All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and get started. Let's start off with, when you're first starting out, what was the best advice given to you?
Probably the best advice I ever got was just to be flexible, which has really, I've been as flexible as I can be whenever I go somewhere. And I think the staff is really grateful for it and they notice, and it's just, you're there to help. So you just kind of bend in and do what they ask you to do. And they really appreciate it.
That's great advice, especially in travel nursing. That flexibility is so important. At least I'm not a travel nurse, but at least that's what I've heard. I've always, heard about that too. So we've asked what's your best advice given to you. What was probably the worst advice that you've been given?
I would say the worst advice I was ever given is take the first offer that you get. Sometimes you get some recruiters that can be a little pushy and they're like, well, you really should take this offer. It's the first offer that's come along and you don't know what else is going to come along, but there's always going to be another offer. So as a new nurse, a new travel nurse, I kind of fell into that, and then I've kind of learned to navigate the waters a little better now, but don't always take the first offer. Unless your gut tells you that's the best offer, then don't. You don't have to.
That's good. Good. How do you prepare for your assignments? When your first day, what do you do to get ready for it?
So the biggest thing that we like to do is I like to get there a couple days before to my assignment and then do the drive from where I'm staying to the hospital so I can figure out how long it's going to take me. That way I know what time to leave in the morning before work. And then I just make sure I have my bag packed the night before. I like to bring a lunch, so get everything packed. That way when I get up in the morning, I have nothing to worry about. Just make my breakfast and I can go.
That's great. That's good. Yes, definitely. I think I've seen a lot too is, taking that drive and seeing how long it's going to take to get there, especially like the time that your shift is going to be because you don't know what traffic is like. So I think that is great. Speaking of places, where's the best place that you've traveled?
Our favorite place has probably been Boise, Idaho, surprisingly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was just such a great little city and so clean. I've never been to such a clean city before.
Oh, nice. Now, was that where your favorite hospital was, or do you have like your favorite hospital or best hospital that you've worked at?
I'd say it's a tie between St. Luke's in Boise, and St. Peter's in Olympia, Washington, which was really great too. Both were just, they had great staff that were happy to help, great ratios, which are always nice. Both had a charge nurse, which and did not have an assignment, which is kind of hard to come by. Sometimes they have an assignment, so they could be there to help you, which is super helpful.
Oh, that's nice. So where's a place that like not travel nurse related, best place that you've traveled like in your entire life?
So when we were down in Arizona, we actually got really lucky and we were able to pick up a cancellation that somebody had for the Havasupai hike. So we got to hike down into the Grand Canyon and go visit the Havasupai reservation, and it was just the most beautiful place I've ever been.
That is so cool. I know I see so many pictures of Arizona. I'm like, I want to go see that.
It's stunning. It's like Mars. It's so beautiful.
Well, some of the pictures that people just post, I'm like, it looks like it's out of this world. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what is the best way that you deal with stress?
I would say for me, probably, if I'm just at home and I can't really go anywhere, I really love a cup of tea. I actually, the other day, I had a patient come up and she had gotten some bad news and she was just really upset. So I offered her a cup of tea and she was like, that was the best thing you could have done in that moment. So I just feel like a cup of tea sometimes is like a warm hug.
Aw. What kind of tea do you suggest?
My favorite right now, and I've been telling everyone about it, is the Bengal tea from, I think it's Celestial makes it, but it's so good. It's like a warm cinnamon spicy tea. It's really good.
Yeah, I love tea too. Yeah, so I'll have to try that out. Oh, Emily said I'm in Alaska now, hoping to head to Arizona next. Nicole, where would you say in Arizona should she try and get over to?
I think I'm just have a preference because I was in that area, but I really liked Prescott. That was really a nice area. It's like northern Arizona or Flagstaff because we were able to go skiing there, which I didn't even know there was skiing in Arizona until we got there. So we were pleasantly surprised. But if you're looking for more of like the desert lifestyle, then Phoenix is a great area too. And there's lots of jobs in the Phoenix area.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Moving on to lessons. What lesson did you learn starting out as a travel nurse, a nurse, something that, you had to kind of learn on your own?
I would say the best lesson I learned like on my own is kind of just, I went into travel nursing thinking, they're going to expect me to know everything. And that's not true. No one expects you to know everything. And as long as you're willing to ask questions, everybody is willing to help. You just have to be honest because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt a patient. So be honest with what you know and tell people when you don't know something and they're going to help you out.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Just speaking up, like it might be scary, especially being at like a new assignment. What would you kind of suggest to like someone at a new assignment, how to like just go out there and just spit it out and be like, hey, I need help with this? Or what do you kind of suggest? Because I know some people get nervous to just go up to people and be like, hey, I need help.
Yeah. Honestly, just kind of giving into that, just don't give into the fear and just go ask somebody, anybody, just be like, especially the hospital I was at was a teaching hospital for doctors. So the residents kind of did a lot of the stuff that nurses get to do in other hospitals, like NG tubes. So I had never done an NG tube. And then one day I had to do one. So I went up to a nurse and I was like, hey, like, I'm super embarrassed to admit this, but I've never had to do an NG tube before. But she was so nice about it and she taught me. And then actually at this assignment, someone had never done one. I was like, oh, I'm comfortable now. I'll show you how to do it. And
Aw,
yeah.
that is great. What is a skill that you taught yourself that has really helped you?
I would have to say probably just to be more flexible and not even just at work in my entire life. It's really helped, especially with traveling. It's, you kind of have to be a little more go with the flow. You can't plan everything, which up until I started traveling, had, from my morning to night planned usually. And I've just kind of stopped doing that. And it's been a huge stress relief. I thought it was going to cause more stress, but it's just been so nice to just kind of go with the flow and things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. So,
Yep. I'm learning that myself too. It's just like, it is so relieving just to be like, today's just going to happen and tomorrow can worry about itself, but today is just going to go. And
yeah, it's so great.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of nurses, who would you say is your most memorable nurse that you've worked with? Maybe like a mentor or just someone that's really helped you along the way?
Actually, you interviewed her before is Catherine. She
Oh,
pitched in Holland. I met her at my second assignment in Prescott, Arizona, and it was so great. And now she's one of my best friends. So
that's amazing. Who has been traveling longer? Have you guys been doing about the same? I cannot remember how long she's been doing it.
it was both of our second assignments, so the exact same amount of time.
That's cool. That's fun. That's so
Yeah.
much fun. What is like your ultimate, let's see. It's your girl Reg, which she's been on here all week, so thank you so much. What has been your most memorable travel nursing experience?
My most memorable. I would have to say working in Boise, Idaho. I don't know, just kind of because it was my first travel assignment. And then just kind of that moment when everyone was like, we don't want you to go. It just kind of hit me and it felt so nice. So just kind of feeling like you can fit in anywhere, which is great. I always thought, travel nursing, you kind of be like standing out as no one knows you. And it was just nice to kind of feel like I had found a family again. So that was great.
Yeah. Well, what do you like rolling off of that? Like, what do you do to kind of like fit in or, get to know the other nurses? Do you just kind of like wait till people start coming to you or do you just like, are like, hi, I'm here. I'm Nicole.
I'd love to pretend that I'm an outgoing person, but I'm so shy. So I'm kind of pretty quiet at first. And then I'll kind of just like, as I start warming up and realize who I can joke with, I'm a total like break the ice with humor kind of person. So I'll just like make a joke and then we'll kind of bond over that. And then I think people realize I'm not so bad.
Yeah. And I think for like a lot of people, probably for yourself as well, is like you kind of have to see how people act, like read the room and then like be like, okay, that's who, like you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Another question, it's your girl Reg. Was it hard to branch out to other people and get out of your shell? So we kind of touched that a little bit, but
yeah, I would say definitely. I definitely kept to myself for a while, and then I mean, this current assignment that I'm at, I feel like it's been so short. It's only an 8-week that I really haven't had time to like bond with anyone. And I'm in a float position. So I float between different floors. So that makes it a little difficult to, find someone and there's no other travelers here. I'm the only one.
yeah.
So usually I can use that as like a bonding point with someone else, but it's been a little difficult, but the people are really nice. So that's awesome.
Good. That's good, especially with floating and, seeing different people all the time. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me see. Do I have any other questions for you? So I guess like overall, what would you say is like your most best advice? Like if anything to take away from anything from this, what would you advise?
I think my best advice is to just be your most authentic self when you go. Don't be afraid to really put yourself out there and be honest about what you know and what you don't know. That's the biggest thing, is just you want to make sure that you're not trying to be someone you're not. So if you don't know the answer, don't pretend you do. I can't count the amount of people that have just been like, I actually don't know. Let me go find the answer and I'll get back to you. And they appreciate that. They appreciate your honesty. So
Yeah, because then that gets you in a whole heap of trouble if you act like you know everything.
right. Yeah. And then no one wants to talk to you anyway. So
Christina said, I don't understand the whole exchange numbers interaction. I feel so awkward asking for anyone's number to get in contact with them.
Yeah, I get that. I used to feel that way at first too. And then my last assignment, I finally was like, hey, can I have your number? And that person has again become one of my really good friends. And I actually reached out to her and she got me my next contract. She told the manager to open a position for me and they did. So
that's amazing. That's nice. Yeah, that's especially good too, to like network with people and,
Absolutely.
So just go for it, Christina. Just ask them.
Absolutely. Just go for it. Worst they're going to say is no. And you're like, okay, well, I didn't want to be your friend anyway.
Yeah. And then you don't have to see them after a couple of weeks anyways, because you'll be gone. So.
Exactly. Yep. That's the best part.
Yep. Oh, and then we can talk about your pets too. So would you say like the best advice for traveling with your dog and your cat? Do they get along? Like, do they snuggle or?
So it's actually really funny. My dog is petrified of the cat, but the cat loves the dog. So it's like a little child situation. Like the cat will go and lay next to her and the dog will get up and leave. Like, you're bothering me. Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, it's just like having two children. Like, stop touching me.
What do you so what would you say, like traveling with your dog and cat, what would you say is like the best like things to do while you're traveling? Yeah.
Yeah. So for us, the biggest thing we have to take into consideration is if places allow dogs over a certain weight. Usually it's not really so much an issue with the cat. Places are pretty accepting, but a lot of places have a weight restriction and she's 60 pounds. So she's usually over the weight restriction. But we actually do usually convince people like she's a really good dog. So we've had some people make exceptions for us. So that's been helpful, but we do have to plan ahead for that. That does play in a factor into where we're able to go and what we're able to do. So we have to plan for them. And especially if we want to do little getaway trips, we have to look into, like a lot of the national parks are not pet friendly. Like you can go in, but you can't really see a lot of the sites if you have them. So I have to do a lot of research, make sure they're up to date on their shots. And then I like to find a good boarding place so they can stay overnight if we want to go somewhere.
Oh, that's good. Christina said, what is your favorite housing resource to find a place to live?
So for us, it's a little different because we do travel in our trailer. So we really rely heavily on, we use Campendium a lot, which is a great resource. It's an app you can download and it'll tell you where there are RV parks, or if you're able to do like dry dock or boondocking, whatever you want to call it. It'll list areas like that in that area. Sometimes it'll tell you dump sites if you need to dump, which is great to know. So that's been a really good resource for us. I know a lot of people love using Airbnb, which doesn't work so well for us, but I know people renting who want furnished rooms and things, that's a really great resource for them.
Nice. And then Emily said, we're getting ready to head out with 3 large dogs in our RV. Definitely nervous for all the planning involved in that, which is very doable. We just had someone who travels with 3 Bernese mountain dogs, and she lived in a tiny home. So have faith, Emily. But do you have any advice on that, Nicole?
No, like you said, it'll definitely work out. There's a lot of places that are dog friendly. You just have to call ahead. What we like to do is we will look up all the RV places in the area that we're going, make a list, and then just start calling down the list and just like write down, will accept, won't accept, might make an exception, those types of things.
Nice. And then it's your girl Red. She says, do your pets like traveling? I'm worried it would stress my dog out.
So we're pretty lucky. They travel really well. Our cat actually travels the best. She's been traveling since she was a kitten, so she'll just like either lay in my lap or go lay in the back somewhere, but she's good.
Aww.
The dog, after sometimes when we come cross country, we'll do like 9 to 12-hour days in the car, which she's not a huge fan of. So we have started using CBD oil with her, and we have noticed a big difference. It does help.
That's good. Very good. All right. Well, those are all my questions. Do you have anything to add, or if anybody wants to ask questions in the comments, feel free. But is there anything that you want to add, Nicole, that you think people need to know?
I would just add that, if you're on the fence about doing this at all, go for it. It's so much fun. It's been probably the best change I've ever made in my life. I was really nervous before my first assignment. Literally the day before we were supposed to leave, I had a total panic attack. And I was like, are we making a huge mistake? Let's not do this. I'm going to call them and tell them I'm canceling. And I actually called the manager, and she kind of talked me off a cliff, and I went, and I'm so glad that I did. It's been the best thing ever.
How far away from home was it?
So we're from Massachusetts, and it was all the way in Boise, Idaho. So it was like a 36-hour drive.
Oh, wow. Christina wants to know, what's the average rent at RV parks?
So you can, if you're okay with kind of bare bones, not much going on, you can get an RV park for as low as like $500 a month, which is what we kind of stick to because we're pretty self-contained, so we don't need a lot. But if you're looking for something a little bougie and you want to have a little fun, you've got some extra money to spend, you can find some really nice ones that have everything included. It's like staying at a hotel, but then those ones can be, depending on the time of year, you can be looking at like house rent. It can be up to like $2,000. I know in Colorado, like this time of year, it's like $2,000 a month. So
wow.
It really just depends on where you want to go and what you need out of it, but there's a wide range.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I know it's early. You have, it's 9 o'clock there, so you got your whole day ahead of you.
Right.
But I hope you enjoy your Nurses Week. We can't thank you enough for all that you do. You're amazing, and thank you for coming on here and helping others. I think this is just, you have some great advice, and we appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful, and happy Nurses Week to everyone out there.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to bring up Vanessa to talk a little bit more about Medical Edge. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you once again, Gypsy Nurse, for having us. So Medical Edge Recruitment, we're a staffing agency, of course. So we staff throughout the United States. We staff facilities from skilled nursing, long-term care, rehabilitation, correctional, psych, you name it, we have it. So again, we just wanted to wish you guys, happy Nurses Week. We hope that you guys all get the appreciation, and feel valued, because you should. If you need more information about us, you can go on our website at medicaledgerecruitment.com. We have our social media platforms also, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. There's also a direct line. You can just pick up the phone and call. We pride ourselves in connecting and caring, so we do look forward to having you awesome people on board. And once again, thank you so much, Gypsy, for having us.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for sponsoring. We appreciate it so much, and for you to come out here and celebrate with us all week long.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week. Tomorrow we have Mother's Day. We won't be live, but we're going to be celebrating travel nurse moms. So we'll have a great video from some travel nurse moms giving their best advice. So be sure to look for that on thegypsynurse.com. Monday we'll have another best advice session with Laura Rogers. Tuesday we're going to have the best advice that's been submitted by all of you that have registered for Nurses Week 2021. So we look forward to that. And then Wednesday, the last day of Nurses Week, we're going to have trivia. So we will be asking questions, and then you can answer in the comments, and you can win up to $50 in an Amazon gift card. So we'll have more details on that on the gypsynurse.com. So thank you all again. We're excited to see you all this whole next week. And happy Nurses Week. Thank you, everybody.